welcome to On the Way Moments, a podcast of St. Anthony on the Desert Episcopal Church here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. And today we are going to talk about exploring ways to bring calm and joy during this holiday season that we are about to jump right into.
It's going to be here before we know it.
It kind of already is, because in my head I think Halloween is the start of the holiday season, and so...
And then when you work for a church, the holiday season planning starts way before then.
July in the summer.
And when it's still 120 degrees here, which makes it very hard.
Exactly.
But now it is upon us.
That's right.
And we understand very well that this can be a time of stress where there's just too much to do. And so today we're going to talk about a few strategies
Absolutely.
that we should follow about how to de-stress these times.
And yeah, for sure. And one of the major ones, I think, for me anyways, is the stress that I think that we put on ourselves.
Sure.
So I think my question to you, Jill, is how can we realistically set expectations and avoid overcommitting?
Well, I think it's best that we realize we can't do everything and that we need to prioritize the ones that really give us the most meaning and joy. And those can actually change from year to year, and we shouldn't really hang on to old traditions because that's the way we always did it, or that's the way my mom and dad did it, or our lives change, and we need to appreciate that and just not put too much pressure on ourselves.
Yeah, I once heard somebody say that no is a sentence.
I love it.
Yes, it is. And I really like that because I feel we do put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we want to always be, we're doers. Let's do it. I got this. So, and I think to avoid the last, the holiday chaos, make it sound like it's a bad. Holidays are wonderful.
They are.
And they're joyful and they're joy-filled, but there are times when we kind of let ourselves get worked up. And so I think one of the ways that we avoid that is breaking up things in manageable tasks.
Oh, sure.
So, spread out the responsibilities. There's no problem delegating. When growing up in the family I did, it was like, hey, you're bringing the deviled eggs. Hey, you're bringing you're doing the ham. Like it was okay. It wasn't expected for one person to do it all, and nor should it be. Because I think what we need to do is to also remind ourselves to schedule self-care.
Oh, so important.
It's crucial.
Yes, absolutely. And taking care of ourselves is usually the last thing on our list, if it even makes the list.
Right.
And it's really simple things, just taking a time out, whether it involves going for a walk or just sitting down, but just to stop pushing ourselves to the point of no return, where it isn't fun anymore, where it's just stressful.
No. I love the note that you had wrote about, you can't pour from an empty and cranky cup.
Correct. And nobody wants to be around you. I mean, Christmas, the decorations can be beautiful, the food delicious, everything just perfect. And you can just be, a cranky butt. Nobody wants to be around you.
No.
So it would be a very lonely Christmas.
Exactly.
And then the thing that can really add stress, and we're all guilty of it, is not paying attention to our finances.
Oh, for sure. I think what the best things for us is to set realistic spending goals, but also getting creative in those, whether it's a homemade thing, it's the thought that counts. Everyone's like, oh, it's the thought. It is the thought. Because they're not going to remember year to year what you gave them. So consider homemade gifts, experiences, or even the gifts of time. And one of the things that we have here at St. Anthony is a Christmas market. And it runs, I think this year, December 2nd and 3rd, Saturday and Sunday. And it's a time where our parishioners make these beautiful gifts and treats, and it's delicious and it's affordable and it's a really good time to purchase some gifts. And that's not a plug, but that's literal what we do here. So, so I think just being mindful of that.
Yeah, and I think thanks to Pinterest and magazines that you see standing when you're standing in the checkout line at the grocery store, and then Hallmark movies, Christmas movies,
yes.
You know, they make everything look so perfect, and that's what you want to do too. And I think perfect just gets in the way of our contentment and joy in the holidays.
Yeah.
Just it's not going to be perfect.
No.
And we don't live in a perfect world, and we shouldn't try.
We shouldn't try.
No.
And I think I think the reality is we all need to remember that it's not going to go as planned. For example, you might hear music playing right now in the background.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it didn't go as planned. And we're going to continue on.
And actually, I think background music is what this podcast has been needing.
Exactly. And so just kind of, that was like a perfect time that we talk about this, knowing that things are not going to go the way that they should. But it's great to find joy in the mishaps and laughter in the mishaps, and just focus on the fact that you're present. I always think of this story, and we're going to talk a little about traditions, but I always think of this one that this family always had roasted broccoli for Christmas. It was part of their spread. And one year somebody burnt it. And not burnt like where it wasn't edible, but just like 2 minutes too long.
Charred.
And the family was like, we actually like the charred a little bit better. So now every year they char it a little bit. So it's, you kind of, you laugh at it and you go, well, either you throw it out or you make it work. And they did, so.
That reminds me of a story, and I know a lot of people have heard it before, but in this one family, whenever they would have baked ham, they'd always cut off the two ends of the ham and then bake it. And no one ever thought too much about it until a grandchild or someone said, well, why are you cutting off the ends of the ham? Does it make it taste better? And so the mom goes, I don't know. My mom always did that. So she asked her mom, and she said, why did we do that? And she goes, I don't know, let me ask Grandma. And so they went in the other room, asked Grandma, was this a special recipe? And she said, no, I never had a pan big enough to fit the ham. And it became a family's tradition.
Just to cut the ends off.
So it would fit, but they had bigger pans. So I don't know if they stopped cutting it.
Yeah, I feel like in my head that would be a hard tradition to discard. Well, this is because my mom, my grandma, my grandpa, whoever did it this way. Yeah,
exactly. Well, what are some traditions you have?
Oh, so I love Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, and for me, what we do is we're not turkey eaters in our house, and so we get a ham or a honey baked ham, usually half because there's just two of us, and so we bake it, and then I make a side, he makes a side. We'll have. We'll then create a dessert either together. We've been buying them out, but I think this year we're going to make our own. And then that way we don't have a lot of leftovers, because Saturday leftovers after Thanksgiving, I'm done. I don't want to look at, so for us, we usually Friday evening, we're done with our leftovers. And so that's kind of how, in one year we of course made everything, and then we're like, we made way too much food. So, and then on the Black Friday, we go shopping, we buy, we do. So, but here's how we go shopping. We
online.
Yes, but what is that? Not Bed Bath and Beyond. The other place, Bath and Body Works. We're not affiliated. This is not. But they have
we could be.
They could be. Listen, they have the buy 3 get 3 holiday candles, and so we go and get our big bags of holiday candles that we burn through the rest of the year. Like, we just finished ours a couple days ago, our last one. So that's kind of our tradition for that. Christmas, he's out of town, and I'm here. But then New Year's Eve, we actually stay up till midnight and just watch TV, talk about the year, listen to music. So it's kind of, but those two holidays, Thanksgiving and New Year's, are kind of where we like. So what about you, Jill?
Well, Wow. I was thinking about this as I was driving to church today. And when I think back on the different traditions that I've had, I grew up in a military family. And so my dad was gone a lot. And so our traditions really changed from year to year. And then I was a flight attendant for a lot of years and gone during the holidays. That was when the junior flight attendants flew all the time. But I was thinking about different traditions that I had, and at the time they had a particular meaning to me that now when I think back on them, I think, well, right now that doesn't mean anything to me at all. And I think because of that, each year is kind of like, okay, what's this going to be this year?
I like that.
You know, it's just because circumstances change from year to year.
Yeah.
And, you know, I still love a Christmas tree. I put up a Christmas tree.
Right.
And my grandson's going to be here, Jack, is going to be here this week from Utah to help me put up a Christmas tree.
Because didn't last year he told you to wait,
Yes,
right?
he did.
I remember
Jack,
that one.
Jack is 6,
Yeah.
and I put up the Christmas tree so it would be nice and holiday-ish when they got here. And he told me I did it all wrong and that I was to wait for him to come this year. So that's what I'm
What
going
a
to do.
tradition for him now, you know.
That's what I'm going to do
That's right.
because he knows where the ornaments go and I did a really bad job of it. So
love
it's fun when you have small children around because they create the traditions like I would never think of, you know, that someone would decorate my tree. I've always been the one to put it up. So, and then again, working at a church, we have so many things going on. This year, with Christmas Eve being on a Sunday, we have the morning service and then 2 evening services and then Christmas Day the next day. And it kind of already takes time out of your schedule as to what we'll be doing, which I'm really looking forward to. And so I think each year it just kind of depends. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, you're right. Traditions are, I think in a lot of times some families have such, this is how we do it. And then I think some people are just like, let's, you know, when I think back to, we used to get together for everybody's birthday growing up. And then it was like, it was usually about once a month we'd get together and we'd have donuts and coffee and everything. And then one day it was like, can't keep this. Like the kids are getting older and it's like things were getting, I mean, it's just like things have to change. And it's not bad. Like having to get rid of a tradition necessarily isn't bad.
No.
But I think that's right. They're fluid, they move. And I really think that the ultimate thing is that people come together.
Right.
And people come together during the holidays and celebrate joy and love and all the goodwill stuff. But I think we also have to pay homage to, not even homage, but mention that, you know, the holidays can be hard for people.
Very hard.
You know, I think that's something that whether I mean, there's a variety of reasons.
Right. They can just be very lonely when it looks like everybody else has somebody or has some place to be. It can be very, very lonely.
Yeah.
And that's when, you know, you really have to kind of step out and start some new traditions.
Absolutely.
And we can't really wait for people to come to us and knock on the door. There's so many things going on in the community that you can just decide, this is how I'm going to celebrate. Or if you just want to be alone, that's a tradition too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, I'm one of those that Ty goes out east for Christmas. We do our thing here. I love all the invites I get on Christmas Day. Like, why don't you come over and have lunch with us? I'm not going to.
I know.
I'm going
Keep
to bed.
The invitations coming.
I
They're
love
great.
the invitations, but please understand that, like, working in a church and during the holiday season, it's busy. And so I'm one of those that, like, I hi, let's see you next year
I
type
know.
vibes. But I always appreciate, I really do always appreciate the thought and the effort.
Yeah.
But my tradition is to go away for a few days.
Yeah.
So,
And when we're so busy, it's nice to just grab a little downtime
Mhm.
when we can.
I mean, that goes back to that self-care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so important. But
Yeah. So this year, I guess we encourage you to prioritize, what will bring you the most joy.
right.
And I think it's going to change over the years, like traditions.
It should.
Yeah.
It should, because things that are important this year may not be important next year, or people that you'll be able to spend time with this year may not be available next year.
Absolutely.
So you just have to, be ready and take it as it comes,
Yeah.
and enjoy. Enjoy. It's a wonderful time of the year. We're celebrating the birth of Jesus, which is, just it's our foundation. It's what we're all about, and with it comes a lot of lights and gifts and things like that. But you just have to keep it in perspective and make sure that the things that you really value are the ones that become your priority.
Absolutely.
Don't lose that.
No.
So, Will and I would like to just wish you the very best this Christmas season. We're ending another year with the podcast,
Yes.
and it's been very exciting for us.
Yes.
And we've appreciated all of you coming along for the ride and listening to us chatter about life. So
We invite you, Christmas Eve. We'll be here 9 a.m. that morning at event 4, and then Christmas Eve, same day, at 4
and
8. If you can't make it, we will be live streaming the 8 o'clock service. And then we'll also be here on Christmas Day at 9 a.m.
Right.
Thank you all for tuning in and joining us. And just remember to be on the lookout, particularly in this season, for those on the way moments. Thanks.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.